Test, test. Alright. Welcome to Wargroove. This is exciting. This is an experimental video, part of a new series called Welcome to Wargroove. It's pretty much become my catchphrase, so I figure I might as well make a video series. Ooh, this map, yeah. Let's kind of feeling the Ragna today. Maybe I'll copy Shu a little bit. This is part of a new series, the object of which is to welcome people to Wargroove, to get everybody excited and interested in the game, and to teach you some cool strategies you can use if you're just coming into it, just getting started. So I'm doing a quick play match as P2. As P2, I quickly capture all the villages I can in my immediate area, and Ragna is going to go on a roll to take this and then this to give me the top side of the map. My opponent, given their wagon placement, is unlikely to challenge me, because I can just cross over and start attacking, but it is possible. Now, I want to start wagoning pikes over here, because that is the cheapest and most efficient thing to do. So let's talk about wagon strategies. I'm going to build a pike here, and it'll walk 1, 2, 3, and be able to get into the wagon on the next space. So I want to move the wagon here. It's important to position your wagon correctly. Now I've got 60 seconds left, so let's talk through that again. I put the pike here, and that ended my turn, no! I put the pike here, then it can step 1, 2, 3, and then get in the wagon. So if I put the wagon any closer to the barracks, I would lose distance. Wagon positioning takes practice. There's a lot of numbers and fussing involved. But if you do it right, it can be very beneficial. Now, did I really do it right? Was there maybe a better place to put that wagon? Well, let's talk about it. What if instead of putting the wagon here, because the pike could also have gone 1, 2, 3, and gotten to a wagon positioned here? Well, how far away would this square be from where I want to go? 1, 2, 3 away. 1, 2, 3 away. Okay, that's exactly the same, so we're good. Everything's good. I did not make a mistake. Necessarily. Now, we've got this wagon here. It looks like it really wants me to attack it, you know what I mean? But, I don't know, that seems like a trap or a bait or something I probably shouldn't go for. So, I want to make sure that I don't put someone in Dark Mercy's evil range. Let's plop the pike down right here. 1, 2, 3, yeah, we should be good. And I guess I might as well attack. There's no harm in it. Okay, so I'm about to get this barracks, and that'll give me half of the map under my control, which is pretty good. My opponent still hasn't captured this barracks, so they're a little bit away from challenging me here, but they're gonna do it eventually. Meanwhile, I should do a similar thing over here. Now, pikes are really slow, so I want to build them as close to the front as possible. And I can build faster units like swords or warlocks over here. So I think for now I'm just going to make a very cheap sword, because I don't know what's going to happen next, and I might need it to divert a little bit to capture that rookery. I'm not sure yet. Alright, there's a lot of information coming at you really fast. And when you're playing a game in quick play or a really good high-level map, there's a lot of decisions to be made really fast. Don't worry if you're not picking everything up. We're going to go through it all, step by step, again and again, and you will understand these awesome strategies I'm throwing at you. Now, notice how my opponent is playing a pretty standard game. They are building lots of wagons because this is a very road-heavy map, and wagons are important for getting your slow pikes to the center of the map as quickly as possible. If your units aren't really near the map, near the center of the map, they're not fighting, they're not doing anything, they're not really useful at all. So then why do you have them? Good question, right? If a unit isn't doing anything, there's no point to having it. So you really want to get your units to the front as quickly as possible, and that means building wagons, or balloons, or barges, whatever it takes. You don't have to go crazy, but 2 or 3 wagons on this map is usually a good number. Now, Dark Mercy is playing very aggressive, which is normal for Dark Mercy players. You want to play very aggressive, but like I said, there's no point in this pike being here if it cannot fight. So I'm going to move it here so that it can capture properties for me more quickly. It's also in a great position to defend against those attacks I was talking about before. Why would I attack this wagon if I can't kill it? And with Dark Mercy, it can just use me to charge their groove. It's a waste of time. Nah, I'd rather just back off a bad fight, and that's an important thing that people don't realize. It's a-okay to back off a bad fight. You're allowed to do it. You can do it. You should do it. I'm gonna go maybe make another wagon, because, you know what? Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm under attack right now. Dark Mercia is closing in. I want to start building like a trebuchet or something to scare her away from me. So I need a lot of things that can attack pretty well. I'm going to make a warlock because it has a lot of movement and can attack pretty well on all these mountains and forests. And we'll see what they do. Right now, even though I'm player 2, I'm up on income, up on units. I'm doing really, really well. My opponent chose not to challenge me, not to contest me. Now notice how Dark Mercia did not take this well, I guess wagon over, she couldn't. Notice this positioning here. Dark Mercia is ready to attack either village in case I capture, which will give her groove, and I don't get any money for the village. She can also just attack my skeleton, and then I lose the skeleton. So really, even though I could take one of these villages next turn, I won't. There's no reason to. I don't get any benefit from it. It will just hurt me when the counterattack happens. And again, something beginner players often forget, you don't have to fight. It's okay not to fight. It's a-okay not to fight. Sometimes not fighting is the answer, and this Dark Mercia, 1, 2, 3, 4, scares me. Really scares me. If I can distract her away from those villages and not killing my skeleton, maybe that's worth it. So I'll stay in this forest where I'm nice and safe. I'll start moving my cute little pikes onto the forest. Alright, we're getting somewhere now. Ragna, come on down. If this pike captures something, I'm going to have this sword. The wagon. Where should I put you, Mr. Wagon? You're actually in a great spot. It's just you're blocking the sword a little bit. That's okay, because I like the ability to deploy Ragna wherever I please. So we will move here. That's good. Okay. And we've got a lot of barracks right now. We have 3 barracks. And that speaks to me. That says I should be spamming, and I really need more wagons. Especially here. I need another wagon on this front. I need to be able to wagon troops. I need control of all this territory. But I need a trebuchet, or Dark Mercia is just going to abuse her groove and all these cute little adorable, very squishy pikes. But I also need a warlock. There's so many things I need. So I'm going to build that warlock, because I really, really want it. And I'm going to build another pike, because it can't hurt to have 3 or so pikes over here. They're very good for defending territory, and these things need defending. And over here, I guess I'm going to make a sword and actually have it capture that over there. And then I'm going to stop making swords, because honestly, they're not that useful. They're not that useful on this map, where there's very tight and close quarters. Pikes are useful because they can stand in a line. Trebuchets and ranged units are very useful because they can attack over people. But the benefit of the sword is that it goes around you and attacks the squishy alchemists. That's why you want a sword. But the squishy alchemists aren't so squishy on a mountain or a forest. And the sword isn't so useful attacking into a pike or a trebuchet or a knight. Nah, swords aren't that good on this map. I'm probably not going to make any more of them. I have 4. That's really enough.
Alright, so that's the end of today's video. You can see the rest of this match in part 2. But let's review what we've learned. First, wagons. Wagons are really useful in the beginning of the game. Even though they can't attack, they get your troops to the front faster, making them very powerful. Second, wagon positioning is important. You want your wagon positioned at the very edge of where a unit can walk to it, get in, and then travel immediately. So take into account the space where you're going to build a unit, the full distance the unit can walk, and then you want the wagon exactly 1 space away from that complete distance. Additionally, remember that swords are very useful at attacking squishy units, but they don't do as well in close quarters. Pikes are very good in close quarters, but they're slow. Trebuchets are great for defense, and alchemists are all around awesome. Alright, we're going to take a look at how things go for me in the next video. Stay tuned, and welcome to Wargroove.